Chosen one. Your attitude shocked heaven. Even Archangel Michael was amazed. My beloved child, stop, feel this moment before you scroll. Something hidden is unfolding right now, and it is not random that your eyes landed here. The universe does not interrupt your path unless your soul is ready to remember a truth that was sealed for this exact hour. Take a breath. This message is arriving gently, but it carries weight, clarity, and divine timing meant only for you. There has been a quiet movement around your life lately, subtle signs, repeating thoughts, sudden emotions you couldn't explain. That was not confusion. That was preparation. What you thought was delay was actually alignment. What felt like silence was heaven watching closely, waiting for your response. And when you chose grace over bitterness, faith over fear, humility over ego, something shifted beyond the veil. Chosen one. Your attitude shocked heaven. Even Archangel Michael was amazed. This is not flattery. This is revelation. Your attitude, when no one was clapping, when prayers felt unanswered, when your heart was tired, sent a signal upward. You did not break. You did not curse your destiny. You stayed soft in a hard season. That quiet strength became a key. Angels noticed. The universe recalibrated. What was hidden is now allowed to surface. You may not see the full picture yet, but feel the peace settling in your chest. That is confirmation. You are being trusted with more because you proved you could carry less with integrity. Many are chosen, but few are refined without losing their light. You did not harden. You learned. And that is why this message feels personal, because it is. There is a door opening that requires your signature, not your struggle. Old cycles are dissolving without drama. What once drained you no longer has permission. You are stepping into clarity, not chaos. The divine is not asking you to rush, only to remain open. Timing is aligning in your favor, and the next chapter will feel lighter, truer, and unmistakably guided. If you've been wondering whether you were seen, yes. If you questioned whether your quiet faith mattered, absolutely. If you felt forgotten, never. This is your reminder that destiny listens closely to attitude, intention, and heart posture. And yours spoke volumes in the unseen realms. Stay present. Stay gentle with yourself. What's coming will not overwhelm you. It will recognize you. This message found you because you are ready to remember who you are and why you are here. Walk forward with hope. Walk forward with trust. You are aligned. If this message touched your spirit, watch this complete video to receive the full revelation. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel so this divine flow continues and reaches others who are waiting for their moment too. Hear me now. Be still, and let your spirit lean close. For I am speaking, not in thunder that frightens the heart, but in a voice that awakens it. I am the one who formed you before your name was ever spoken on the earth. I watched you when no one noticed. I counted your tears when you thought they were wasted drops in the dark. And today, I speak because something within you has stirred heaven itself. Yes, heaven took notice. There was a moment, quiet and unseen by the world, when your attitude rose like incense. Not prideful, not loud, not demanding, but steady, faithful, unbroken. In that moment, even Archangel Michael paused. Not because you were perfect, but because you refused to surrender your integrity when surrender seemed easier. You did not curse the waiting. You did not abandon kindness when it went unrewarded. You did not let bitterness rewrite your nature. And heaven leaned in. You thought your endurance went unnoticed. You believed your silent obedience was ordinary. But I tell you now, your posture startled the courts of heaven. Many ask me for signs, yet few become one. You did not chase validation, you chose alignment. You did not beg for favor, you walked in faith when favor felt distant. That is why your name was spoken where light does not flicker and truth does not bend. Not because you demanded attention, but because your spirit remained teachable when circumstances tried to harden you. Listen carefully. There are many who move quickly, but few who move rightly. Many speak loudly, but few listen deeply. You, however, learn stillness without becoming stagnant. You learned patience without losing passion. That balance is rare. That balance echoes. When the winds tested you, you did not become cruel. When delays stretched long, you did not become careless. When doors closed, you did not close your heart. This is what caused wonder in heaven. This is what made Michael look again, not in judgment, but in recognition. Do you know what truly shook heaven? It was not your talent. It was not your intelligence. It was not your appearance or your words. It was your attitude. When disappointment knocked, you answered with grace. When misunderstanding followed you, you refused to become defensive. When others doubted you, you kept your spirit clean. That kind of attitude cannot be taught by the world. It is cultivated in secret places, places where only you and I have met. I have watched you wrestle with questions you never spoke aloud. I have seen you choose hope when despair whispered convincing arguments. I have seen you forgive without receiving an apology. And I have seen you rise each time life tried to press you into someone smaller. Do not think for a moment that your consistency was small. In heaven, consistency is louder than charisma. There are assignments released only to those who can be trusted with delay. There are doors that open only for those who will not rush through them. There are responsibilities that cannot be placed on those who crumble under silence. You were being prepared, even when it felt like you were being overlooked. Yes, there were days you felt invisible. Yes, there were nights you wondered if your obedience mattered. Yes, there were seasons when you questioned whether your path was worth it. But hear me now, heaven never lost sight of you. When Archangel Michael observed your response to pressure, he did not see weakness, he saw restraint. He saw a spirit that did not need to dominate to feel secure. He saw a heart that trusted my timing more than immediate reward. And in heaven, that is strength. I am not calling you chosen to elevate your ego. I am calling you chosen to remind you of your responsibility. Selection is not about privilege, it is about purpose. It is not about being above others, it is about being available for others. Your life is meant to be a signal, not a spotlight. You have been trained by waiting. You have been refined by misunderstanding. You have been strengthened by endurance, and now, a shift is approaching, not loud, not chaotic, but precise. You will notice it first within yourself. Your discernment will sharpen. Your peace will deepen. Your words will begin to carry weight without force. This is not accident. This is alignment. Do not rush to announce what I am doing. Some things grow best in quiet soil. Do not explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. Let fruit speak in its own time. There will be moments ahead when you will feel a new kind of stretching, not the painful kind that breaks, but the purposeful kind that expands. Do not resist it. You asked to grow. Growth answers. Remember this. Your attitude will continue to be your protection. Not everyone who smiles means well, and not every opportunity is assignment. Stay grounded. Stay kind. Stay aware. The same posture that shocked heaven will guide you safely forward. You are entering a season where discernment matters more than speed. Where obedience matters more than applause. Where depth matters more than appearance. And you will recognize this season not by external noise, but by internal clarity. I am with you in this. I have not abandoned you in the waiting. I have not forgotten what I promised. What I am about to reveal next will require your full attention, because what lies ahead is not what you expect, and the role you are about to step into will challenge the way you have seen yourself until now. Listen, for what I am unfolding now is not merely a continuation, but a deepening. What you thought was delay was alignment. What you thought was silence was instruction. I was teaching you how to hear without noise. How to recognize truth without spectacle. Many desire revelation, but few are willing to live in the posture that can sustain it. you are standing at a threshold you cannot yet fully see. Not because it is hidden, but because it is sacred. Some doors do not appear until the soul is ready to pass through them without turning back. And you, chosen one, have been slowly, intentionally prepared for this moment. There is something I need you to understand clearly. Your journey was never about proving your worth. It was about revealing your capacity. I never doubted you. Heaven never doubted you. The process was never for me, it was for you. I allowed you to walk paths where affirmation was scarce so you would learn to stand without it. I allowed you to experience misunderstanding so you would learn discernment. I allowed you to feel small so you would never misuse authority when it comes. Power without humility destroys, humility without courage stagnates. You were taught both. Do you remember the moments when you wanted to react, but chose restraint? When you could have spoken, but chose wisdom? When you could have left, but chose loyalty? Each of those moments was recorded. Not as sacrifice, but as evidence of readiness. In heaven, readiness is everything. Archangel Michael did not marvel because you fought loudly. He marveled because you knew when not to fight. He saw how you guarded your spirit more fiercely than your image. He saw how you refused to let temporary emotion dictate eternal direction. That kind of maturity cannot be rushed, and it cannot be imitated. I am telling you this now because you are about to be trusted with influence, not necessarily public influence, but impact. And impact changes lives quietly before it changes systems. Some will be drawn to you without knowing why. Some will feel peace in your presence without understanding it. Others may feel exposed, not because you judge, but because light reveals without accusation. Do not shrink when this happens. Do not apologize for carrying what you were given. You will be tempted to minimize yourself to keep others comfortable. Resist that urge. Humility does not require invisibility. You can be gentle and still stand tall. You can be kind and still be firm. You can be compassionate and still be clear. I am refining your voice. You have noticed, perhaps, that your words are changing. You no longer speak to impress. You speak to align. You no longer argue to be right. You listen to understand. This is not weakness, this is authority under control. Soon, I will ask you to speak when it would be easier to remain silent. And when that moment comes, you must remember this: I do not send you alone. I do not place you where I have not already gone ahead. What I ask of you will never contradict who I have shaped you to be. There will be a test, not of endurance, but of trust. You will be presented with an option that looks good, sounds reasonable, and feels safe. But it will not be aligned. And the only way you will recognize this is by listening to the quiet knowing within you, not the loud logic around you. Trust that knowing. I have trained you for this by allowing you to sit with uncertainty. By teaching you not to panic when answers delay. By showing you that clarity often arrives after surrender, not control. You are learning how to move without fear. Fear has tried to introduce itself to you many times, disguised as practicality, caution, or realism. But each time, you chose faith in subtle ways. Not dramatic declarations, but daily decisions. That is why fear no longer has authority over you. It may knock, but it does not enter. Do you see now why heaven paid attention? Not everyone who claims faith can live in uncertainty without collapsing. Not everyone who desires purpose can withstand preparation. Not everyone who wants calling can carry responsibility without corruption. But you stayed teachable. You stayed soft. You stayed open, and now, something within you is awakening. You may feel it as restlessness, not anxiety, but anticipation. A sense that something is about to shift, even if you cannot explain how. This is not imagination. This is resonance. Your spirit recognizes what your mind has not yet named. I am drawing you closer, not to overwhelm you, but to entrust you. There are truths I will reveal to you gradually, because revelation without grounding creates confusion. I will not rush you. I will not pressure you. I will invite you. Pay attention to the subtle confirmations. A phrase that repeats. A feeling that returns. A door that opens effortlessly after long resistance. These are not coincidences. They are alignment markers. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not forgotten. What you are stepping into requires wholeness, not haste. I know there were moments you felt misunderstood even by those closest to you. Moments when you felt alone in your perspective. This was not abandonment, it was separation for clarity. Not everyone can walk with you into what is next, and that is not a judgment. It is simply truth. Release the need to bring everyone with you. Some are meant to meet you later, some are meant to remember you fondly, and some are meant to learn from your absence. All roles are valid. Your assignment is not to convince, it is to embody. There will come a moment soon when you will be asked to choose between familiarity and obedience. Familiarity will feel comfortable, known, predictable. Obedience will feel uncertain, but alive. Choose life. I am not calling you into chaos. I am calling you into precision. Your steps will become more intentional. Your boundaries clearer. Your compassion deeper, but more discerning. You will no longer pour endlessly where there is no capacity to receive. This is wisdom, not withdrawal. Remember, even rivers have banks. I am teaching you how to steward your energy, your time, your presence. These are sacred resources. Do not squander them trying to prove your goodness. Your goodness is already known. When doubts arise, and they will, do not wrestle them aggressively. Observe them. Let them pass. You have already learned that not every thought deserves engagement. You are growing into still authority, and now, hear this carefully. What comes next will require you to trust me beyond logic. Beyond precedent, beyond what you have seen before. Not recklessly, but relationally. I am not asking for blind faith. I am asking for remembered faith. Remember how I carried you through what you thought you would not survive. Remember how answers came when you released control. Remember how strength met you when you admitted weakness. That same presence walks with you now. Soon, you will notice a shift in how others respond to you. Some will seek your insight. Some will challenge your growth. Some will test your boundaries. Do not be surprised. Growth disrupts dynamics. Stay anchored. You are not becoming someone else. You are becoming more yourself. And there is one more thing you must know before I reveal what lies directly ahead. This next phase is not about accumulation, it is about alignment. Not about recognition, but resonance. Not about expansion outward, but deepening inward. What I am about to entrust to you will require you to see yourself differently, not as someone waiting for permission, but as someone walking in responsibility. Take a breath. Let this settle, because what I am about to show you next is connected to a promise you once made, perhaps silently, perhaps long ago, a promise you thought was forgotten, but was heard clearly in heaven, and when that promise rises to the surface again, you will have to decide whether you are ready to say yes, or whether you will hesitate at the edge of becoming what you were always meant to be. Yes, I remember that promise. You made it when your understanding was incomplete, when your heart was tender, when your future was unclear. You did not speak it with certainty, but with sincerity. You said, "If you will guide me, I will follow. If you will shape me, I will trust." You did not know what that would cost, and I did not reveal it all at once, because love grows best when it is chosen daily, not demanded all at once. That promise was not forgotten. It was protected. I guarded it through seasons when you were distracted. I preserved it through moments when you doubted yourself. I kept it alive when you thought you had outgrown it. Promises made in truth do not expire, they mature. Now that promise is rising again, not as pressure, but as invitation. You are standing at a convergence point, where who you were, who you are, and who you are becoming meet. This is why everything feels heightened. Your awareness, your sensitivity, your discernment. You are not losing peace, you are gaining clarity. And clarity requires courage. I need you to understand something vital. The next chapter of your life will not be driven by force. It will unfold through consent. I will not push you. I will not manipulate you. I will ask, and I will wait for your yes, because what is coming requires partnership. You are being invited to walk with intention, not impulse. To live from conviction, not reaction. To trust my voice within you even when external validation is absent. This is not about perfection, it is about posture. Your posture has always been your strength. When others hardened, you softened. When others rushed, you listened. When others demanded answers, you honored process. That is why heaven leaned in. You are not being elevated above others, you are being positioned among them, with responsibility. Influence does not always look like leadership in the world's eyes. Often it looks like steadiness, like presence, like wisdom that enters a room quietly and leaves it changed. There will be times ahead when you will feel the weight of this calling, not as burden, but as awareness. You will sense when words are needed and when silence is holy. You will know when to step forward and when to step back. This discernment will protect you and those around you. Do not fear making mistakes. Growth requires movement. I am not asking you to be flawless. I am asking you to be faithful. You may still have questions. That is allowed. Faith is not the absence of questions, it is the decision to trust while asking them. Bring your questions to me, not to fear. Bring your doubts to me, not to despair. I am not disappointed in your humanity. I designed it. There will be moments when old patterns try to resurface, habits of overthinking, people-pleasing, self-doubt. When they do not shame yourself. Simply recognize them as echoes, not commands. You are no longer who you were when those patterns formed. You are changing. Slowly, deeply, permanently. I am teaching you how to stand in truth without becoming rigid. How to love without losing yourself. How to serve without self-erasure. This balance will define your legacy more than any visible achievement, and yes, there will be resistance. Not everything will celebrate your growth. Some will misunderstand your boundaries. Some will misinterpret your silence. Some may even try to pull you back into versions of yourself that no longer fit. Do not argue. Do not explain excessively. Live clearly. Clarity is kind. I am preparing you to recognize alignment not by excitement, but by peace. What is meant for you will not require you to betray your values, your rest, or your integrity. What is meant for you will meet you in wholeness, not urgency. Trust that, as you move forward, remember this: you are never asked to carry tomorrow today. Grace is given in portions, just like light at dawn. Enough to see the next step. Enough to keep moving. Enough to trust, you are not walking alone, even when it feels quiet. Heaven still watches, not in pressure, but in partnership. Not in judgment, but in support. The same heaven that noticed your attitude continues to surround your journey. Archangel Michael was amazed not because you sought greatness, but because you chose faithfulness when no one was watching. That same spirit will guide you now, and now, chosen one, I leave you with this final truth: simple, steady, unshakable. You are ready, ready to trust what you sense. Ready to honor what you know. Ready to walk forward without needing every answer in advance. Do not rush. Do not retreat. Do not doubt what has been built within you. Carry humility. Carry courage. Carry love, and when you take your next step, whether it feels small or significant, know this: I am with you in it, ahead of it, and beyond it. The message is complete. Go in peace. Amen.